Toronto Raptors trying to break through in this series after dropping the first two in Milwaukee. All hands on deck, said Sir Charles, including Pascal Siakam, who averages 12 in the series and had 12 in the first half here of Game 3. And the Raptors have a 7-point lead over the Milwaukee Bucks. It's the American Express halftime report. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley here at Scotiabank Arena for Game 3. So you were looking for more from somebody other than Kawhi Leonard, and you're getting it.
That was a great first half for the Raptors. They can't let down. Obviously, if you're down 2-zip, you can't go down 3-zip. Love Siakam being aggressive. Love Marc Gasol being aggressive. You know, Shaq talked about it before the game. Hey, man, don't turn down no open shot. I told you my wild card was Norman Powell. He was fantastic. But Siakam, to me, he's got to be the second best player for the Raptors and the third best player in this series. I mean, obviously, Kawhi and Giannis are the two best players. If Toronto's going to have a chance, Siakam is the guy to me.
Marc Gasol took some of the responsibility for the Game 2 loss, that he got the Raptors off on a bad foot and kind of set the tone for a blowout loss. He had 8 points in this series coming in to this game, and in the first half he has 8. In fact, he had 8 in the first quarter.
He hasn't been playing well. I kind of used to go back to what I used to tell my guys. Don't wait for me. Be aggressive. They're going to disrespect you and leave you open shots. Be aggressive. I know he's a passer first, but hey, you're Marc Gasol. You can hit this shot. You're the little brother of Pau Gasol. Right here, when you're aggressive, everybody else going to be aggressive.
Get this little dude off of me.
Wait for the defense. Oh, they respect you now. They triple team. Drop it off, create an easy basket and one for somebody else. And right here, Kenny, you all know guys who don't play defense, once they score a little bit and get involved in the game, then they start doing other things. Right here, this is what he's been doing in Toronto. He's been a pass-first guy. That's a great pass, but I would just want him to be aggressive. They got him running around on defense. Make the other guy play defense also.
Can I continue that, Ernie?
Yes, please.
Because, you know, you could talk about how Giannis and Kawhi are the star. But I'm going to tell you what, if you're in the NBA, you better be a star at least for a night. You know, and if you have opportunities to score, you cannot hesitate. If you get this shot here, it should go in rhythm. This is a basketball shot in rhythm, locked in. He never looked at Danny Green. Again, the ball is pushed up on half court, and you're the trailer, Gasol. Again, the ball is kicked out. Freeze it here. No hesitation. He didn't look any other place but the rim. The rim is your friend. Let it go. But he can't get into this. When the ball goes inside and you have to start and he gets here, freeze it. He's looking at the rim and it's the same shot, but he elects to hesitate and it's over and he passes it. Powell says no, puts him in a tough position and he makes the shot. And this is no, I was thinking it as the game go on when we played you guys in the finals. And Akeem, Clyde, they're the star. And you guys were doubling touch like, oh, I'm going to break an NBA record if they keep doing this. I broke an NBA record thinking I'm going to be a star for a day.
Thanks a lot, Brian Hill.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, but Shaq, you know, that's the thing that's what being a great player is. That's how you make other players better. And then if Kenny makes those shots, you shake his hand. You're going to let Akeem, number one, get you in foul trouble and score. You were the best player on the other team. That's what being a great player is. That's why I talk about this. Listen, Kawhi's going to do his thing. Them other guys get checks too. It drives me crazy. Hey, you get a check, brother. Shoot the ball.
Antetokounmpo, by the way, 6 points in the first half, 7 rebounds. He's 3 out of 7. He had a couple, and we've seen him cover a lot of ground in a couple of steps.
You think he walked?
Hey, listen, let me tell you something.
When I watched it live, I thought this has to be a walk.
1, 2. No, Ernie, that's not 2.
The stutter step was a 1.
It's not.
That's one, that's two.
But the stutter was he stuttered.
We actually had first of all, he picked the ball up.
Right here, 1, 2.
See, we had a great debate downstairs. I didn't think it was a travel either.
And it certainly was not called a travel.
And I saw it in slow motion. You know what I was thinking to myself? I hope I go that far on my travel vacation this summer.
Right? He takes that first step, but he's still dribbling. Now when he picks the ball up, that's when you're supposed to count the steps. Am I correct?
No.
Yes.
I would say 90% of the time, but obviously in our league, there are James Harden, there Giannis. Guys,
just stop there.
They get away with walks.
That's 2 steps.
Look.
Okay.
Wait.
He doesn't dribble again, Jack.
Stutter.
Check.
1.
No.
That's already 1. That's 2. This is the third
count
step.
starts when both hands
That's the
touch the
third
ball.
step.
That's when the count stopped. It is not.
It was good.
Stop,
It was fast.
Hey,
If it wasn't as fast, he wouldn't have got it.
Safe to say this game is far from over. It is 58-51 at the half. Milwaukee has cut into the 11-point lead in the first half. Toronto's been able to hold them off.
But if you got at the Raptors, you got to feel that those guys are playing. They always play. Role players always play better at home. So you got to feel good if you're Milwaukee or Toronto, to be honest with you.
7-point game at the half. Looks like a Bond villain does Kenny the Jet.
Who's the guy?
Hey, let me tell you something.
Tell me something.
I can't call you what I want to call you on TV.
Okay, beautiful, handsome.
Bond villain.
We'll be back with more live from Toronto in just a sec.
It's cold out here, man. This ain't springtime in Toronto.
Live from the 2019.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating more than 100 years in basketball. Goodyear, more driven. We are nearing the tip. Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals here in Toronto. We're outside in Jurassic Park, while inside, Kristen Ledlow speaking with the Bucks' Chris Middleton.
I'm Kristen Ledlow here with Chris Middleton. Chris, you were named an NBA All-Star this season. You found ways to impact this series apart from your scoring, but what's your mindset as you take the floor for Game 3?
Just compete. Then we're going to get that best punch here at home after dropping 0-2 on the road, so we just got to come out and compete.
This team is now 2 wins away from a trip to the NBA Finals. Have you taken the time to talk about what it would mean for this franchise?
No, not yet. We know we still have a lot of work to do. We know they're not going to go out easy. They're going to fight until it's over with, so we'll worry about that when we get done with the series.
Good luck, Chris.
Thanks.
Guys.
This Milwaukee team is 10-1. They've won 6 playoff games in a row. Their longest winning streak this season was 7, so they'll try to match that tonight. What do you have to be most careful of if you're Milwaukee, if you're Mike Budenholzer heading into Game 3?
Not to be happy and not to be satisfied. We want to send a message. We did what we had to do at home. Now we want to come, not still 1, but still 2, win 1 game at a time. I think if they come out and send a message, Toronto will be in trouble. But Jurassic Park will be ready tonight, so it's going to be a tough feat.
You made a point. Charles made a point earlier about guys just got to play better. But I would add this to it, because when Shaq and Charles played, their offensive tool belt, they had a wrench, they got screwdrivers, they got hammers, nails, everything else. Sometimes guys like Lowry, guys like Ibaka, they only have a wrench and a hammer. They have to figure out how to use that better. So they have to really think about it instead of, they don't have the repertoire of things that they have. So they really have to pay attention tonight and say, well, how can I get my tool belt off? That will be the difference, because they do take things away from you, like Lowry, like Ibaka, and like Siakam.
Have you ever worn a tool belt, Chuck?
Nope, brother.
Nope.
You hired people that did, though.
I hire people who do stuff like that, Ernie. It's called success. The key to me, go back to last game. I told the Raptors, if you got to weather the storm, they're going to come out and punch you in the mouth. It's really about that same mentality for Milwaukee tonight. This whole series is going to be decided tonight if they have a chance or not. Toronto's going to come out with great energy and desperation, because if you go down 3-0, it's a wrap. So Milwaukee has got to weather the storm in the first quarter. Listen, when you're down 2-0 and come home, you got to come out like gangbusters. You got to get your crowd in the game. You got to hope your role players step up, because the role players are just flat out stuck up the joint on the road. But they're going to play with a lot more confidence. Van Fleet got to give me
Think we might see a Jeremy Lin sighting?
I think he should. We talked about it. I think he should put Jeremy Lin in the game.
Van Vliet, by the way, 13 straight games under 10 points.
I think at times, not
crazy.
You got to step up.
Not time you will go away from him, but I think that you will add to the mix. If you're going to add Ibaka to the mix, you can add a guy like Jeremy Lin.
Norman Powell had good minutes.
You're going to add. I think you can add to it.
But like you say, Ernie, all hands on deck tonight.
All hands.
Because listen, anybody knows anything about basketball, you cannot come back from 3-0. That's the reason it's never happened. So all hands are on deck tonight, and we need an unsuspecting hero like Lopez in game 1 Ilyasova in game.
Give me one then. Give me one on the Toronto side. All of a sudden you say
Norman. I'm gonna go Norman Powell.
And I'm gonna go
Norman Powell. But let me tell you something. Siakam's got to be. You asked me before game 2, who got to play well for Toronto? I said Siakam got to be the 3rd best player in the game behind Giannis and Kawhi. It's got to be Siakam. But I'm going to go out on a limb and take what's got to be a strong limb. Go ahead and say it.
you beat us to it.
Yeah.
Kenny's off his game. He didn't even jump on it.
It's got to be Norman Powell in my estimation.
8-point win in game 1, 22-point win in game 2, and now it's game 3 here in Toronto. Raptors trying to get on the board at home. And the tip at the top of the hour here on TNT. It's the first ever fan-voted award presented by House of Highlights. You can vote for the moment of the year. NBA.com/awards.
I have a question on it.
So we're straight on the game plan. You guys can see the competitiveness that we play with. When we do that, we're special. We got another opportunity tonight to be special. Let's go out and do it. Come on.
Mike Budenholzer's pregame, just a snippet of his pregame
That was
remarks.
subdued. That part was subdued.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have a question for you. Why is this your favorite city?
Why is this my favorite city? It's like New York, but it's clean, got nicer people, and like real NBA team.
So you just went out my hometown.
I'm serious.
I shouldn't have asked you that question.
I'm just saying.
Say it again, Chuck. I didn't hear you.
You heard it. Toronto is why this is my favorite city. It's like New York, except it's clean, it's got nicer people, and it's got real NBA basketball.
Hey, have you? We have definitive word now on the potential lineup change by Nick Nurse for Game 3.
What, is he gonna go with it?
No lineup change.
Well,
with
let
the
me
same
tell you
lineup.
something, Ernie. You ever heard the term, he gonna have a quick hook? When you got a chance of going down 3-zip, if Marc Gasol is not giving them anything, he's got to go for the quick hook.
And to Marc Gasol's credit the other day, too, after Game 2, he said, look, put this on me. He said, I did not play well. I set a bad tone for this game right from the start.
Well, Ernie, listen, Marc Gasol, I think he's a hell of a player. He's just got a bad matchup. He's not used to chasing 7'2" Brook Lopez out on the floor.
Okay.
And he changed his game. It became this.
Okay, but when we talk about Marc Gasol, we're not talking about defense anyway. A couple years ago, he was a scoring threat. When
it's affected his offense, Shaq.
No, but look, stop it.
Yes, it is.
Stop it. When he first came here, he was a scoring threat. Excuse me. When he first came here, he started being a passer. He went away from being Marc Gasol. He just got to be aggressive.
Yes, Shaq.
All he got to do is be aggressive. Don't be
saying,
out there passing second screen.
But
Get the ball, make quick move, be aggressive.
But I'm just saying, he's a hell of a player.
Make Brook Lopez play some defense
and
too.
a former defensive player of the year.
I think you both are saying the exact same thing.
I don't give a damn who you got
kicker,
a chance.
but I think that you were saying, like,
you're not known for defense.
What's your favorite saying? You got a head too. Yeah. So if somebody's gonna hit you, you got a head too. You got to hit him back.
But the Raptors are not going to slow the ball down and pound it inside to Marc Gasol.
But he can shoot the three on the trailer, which he has been.
Yes.
He's catching it here, looking the opposite way. He hasn't been aggressive. If you're 1 for 9, the type of shots he was taking, they weren't going to go in regardless.
All I'm saying is, I'm not making excuses for the guy. He got a tough matchup. He's not used to chasing a 7-foot guy out on the floor.
He has to make a concerted effort when he get the ball. I'm going to score. Forget being a passer. I'm going to score. I'm going to make Brook Lopez play some defense too.
They need more out of him. They need more, as you
They need
pointed
more
out,
out of everybody.
Siakam, Kyle Lowry, Danny Green.
Hey, listen, as great as Kawhi is, if he ain't getting no help, he got to do like he did against the 76ers. Get on my back, boys, and let's go.
The number, if you're unfamiliar with that, 3-0 advantage, and the fact that a team has never come back from 3-0, it's 135-0 Portland Trail Blazers are in that situation too against Golden State.
Yeah, thanks,
and the
Portland.
Toronto Raptors are trying to avoid that same situation now against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Thanks, Trail Blazers.
As they play Game 3. Uh-oh. It sounds like you may have fallen off the Blazer bandwagon.
Clear and present danger.
Hey,
They're there, though.
I want to apologize, Portland. I bet on you guys, and y'all let me down.
And who did you say you should put your money on tonight?
Oh, guaranteed Raptors win.
Marv Albert, Chris Webber, Reggie Miller have the call. Kristen Ledlow on the sidelines for Game 3 Eastern Conference Finals. Next here on TNT.
Auto